Hi beautiful people, my name is Bridget and welcome back to my channel. Hope you're having an awesome day. Hope you're having a good one, mentally well, you know, all that good jazz. So today we're going to do a monthly favorites and fails for February 2022. It feels weird to say 2022 still. Maybe by May I'll be used to saying that, but still so far it feels wrong to say that year. Don't know why, but today we're doing the favorites and fails. Again, I do these in no particular order because I just like to you know, pick things up and let you know if they were good or bad in no particular order. And most of these things were good this month. Most of them were pretty good. Like, we had some good stuff. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Also, I am wearing the look from a palette review over again. I need to whiten my teeth. I know my hair's a mess. I've been acknowledging that. But, you know, I reused that look y'all really liked. And I think I kind of like it too. It's a very cool tone. But let's get started. I know I just said let's get started, but I meant that we'll get started after one momentary ad break for myself. It's the only way to describe it. I have a small business, theopencrypt.com. I just released a new scent of candles and wax melts. And I like my small business. I invested a ton of money, more money than my entire wardrobe cost into my small business. So look for new products coming soon, a whole variety of new products. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started with the favorites and fails, which I said we'd get started with already, but I messed it up. So first thing I want to talk about is the KVD concealer. I do a full review of these. All these products will be linked down below that are favorites, and if I review them, I'll leave a link down below too. But the KVD Good Apple Concealer. I was not a fan of the Good Apple foundation. I found it was not good on my dry skin. The shade range was a little weird, and it wasn't as good as I wanted because I was really hyped about it. So when the concealer came out, I thought maybe I'd give it another chance. Maybe things that were wrong, they fixed. I love this concealer. It's my concealer day. It's my concealer most days lately, except for like days where I feel like garbage and then I have to use Shape Tape because I know the dark, you know, the dark circles are there. So on good days and average days, this has been a go-to concealer for me. I really like the packaging. This kind of thing kind of reminds me of like a suction cup or like a little nipple thing. It's a little weird, but it has like this cute little foot to hold your concealer that I just think is absolutely precious. Here, let's see if I can get a zoom in on this thing. On the little doe foot, huh? There we go. It's just a little doe foot. It's a little bit different than just like a flat wand we see for most concealers. I just really like the little foot on it. I think the coverage of the concealer is really nice as well, and I don't find it creases too bad if you set it with powder. If you don't set it with powder, you're gonna have creasing going on, but I set mine, so I have no problems. Speaking of setting things, let's talk about the setting powder we got in BoxyCharm at the beginning of February. This is the OPV Beauty Translucent Setting Powder. Now, a problem I have with a lot of translucent setting powders, just like this one, is that they say translucent, but it means they're tinted kind of beige. A lot of translucent setting powders don't work for me. They're too yellow on my skin. I have a very cool tone skin tone, and I also feel like translucent doesn't work on a lot of deeper skin tones either. So it's not actually translucent. Just call it fair or average, I guess. I don't know. Probably don't call it fair either because it's kind of yellow. But this one has like a yellow tint to it like most setting powders do that say translucent. However, I find it's a really nice setting powder. I use this in my setting powder day. I don't feel like it locks down anything and make it too matte. However, a little bit goes a long way with this. So I feel like sometimes when I pick up a little too much of my brush, my skin looks a little dry. You know, go over it with some setting spray, you'll be okay. So honestly, for getting a subscription box, it's not a bad product. However, translucent does not mean translucent. We need to change the system of how things are named. And then also just go lightly on it because it will make you look dry if you use too much. But it also doesn't set things down to look super matte if you use a very small amount. Moving on to more face things, since we were talking about concealer and setting powder and stuff, let's talk about highlighters. I have two highlighters I want to talk about today. So the first one is from Ofra. I reviewed the new Lotus collection. This is from that. This is the Lotus Blossom highlighter. I do not like that I cannot unpan this. It's stuck in here, you know, like it's stuck in the compact. I can't do anything about that. But it's a beautiful highlighter and I love it so much. Like, I cannot put this down. It's my highlighter today. It's my highlighter a lot lately. Just like this little bit of a yellow golden moment to it that is just super sweet and pretty on the skin. Like, that little bit of gold is just very nice. I love the design. I think it's beautiful, but I wish I could like take this out of this thing. It's a very thick compact. Like, look how thick that lid is. It's a very big compact. I wish it was in a smaller thing, or I could just take it out of this, like depot it. I wish that was an option. Another highlighter, a fail for me this month, came in the Ipsy, I think it was. It was either Ipsy or BoxyCharm. This is the Fenty Beauty How Many Carats highlighter. The packaging on this, the box it came in, had a loose glitter stuff. It would get all over yourself. It was just a mess. But the highlighter itself I thought looked really pretty. Like, I love the component. I think it's cute. And then the highlighter, when I swatched it, has like this little bit of a blue in it. It's kind of fun, but on my face, I need more. There's not enough base to this highlighter. Like, you'll get some like glittery sheen to your skin, but I need more like base to my highlighter. Like, I need to have like a strong glow coming from my skin, not just like a little bit of glitter thrown on top. Swatch that with your finger, going over the eyeshadow, it'd be beautiful. However, as a highlighter itself, I need more base to my highlighter. I don't want just like a little bit of sheen glitter on my skin, if that makes sense. I don't know how to describe that properly. Next up, I have two blushes. This first one I have good and bad things to say about, and I did review the collection, but like, they're so cute. Like, they're so cute that I love them and I use them all the time. However, it takes my nail polish off because they're extremely hard to open. I'm going to like pinching these things and I can't get them open, and it's a bit of an issue. It's an ongoing issue, but they're precious. So, you know, it is these pressed powder blushes. This is called the shade Flirt Alert. It's my favorite one out of them. They're little heart Valentine's Day blushes. They sold out last year before I got my hands on them from Colourpop. These do not sell it nearly as fast. It has like this kind of matte packaging to it. These are just so freaking hard to open. Like, this little clasp thing here, right? It's just, I could put my whole fingernail under it and it won't lift. I have to put my fingernail under it and like in between the lips of these things where the two pieces come together to open it. It's a pain. The colors, though, very pretty. Love the shades. They have good shades. Like, I love the mauve one the best, like I said. But hard as hell to open. Next up, I don't care for the art on this, but the packaging, you know, is not deter the quality of the product sometimes unless I can't open it like the Colourpop ones. So this is from Reza Beauty. This is their blush palette volume 1. I typically don't like images where they add tattoos to regular things. Like, this one doesn't bother me very much because it's like a, you know, it's a cupid, it's a bunny, it's like a baby thing. That doesn't bother me much, but when I see images of like Marilyn Monroe with tattoos on her and stuff, I cannot tell you how much it despises my I despise it to my soul, how much it bothers the hell out of me. So this kind of thing, it just kind of reminds me of that, which is why I don't really care for it, but since it's not a real person, I don't care that much, you know? But this packaging is besides the point. The palette itself is very, very cute. Look at these blushes. I like the shades in here. I wish there was one more glowy one. I feel like these two glowy ones are very deep for me, especially this one is very bright. However, like if we had like a lilac kind of glowy one, that would be super cute. I like the shades in here. Honestly, the blushes I've been using the most out of here have been these two. Juliana and Susanna, these two. This one seems a little bit deep for me, but I go on it very, very lightly and it looks nice. And then this one's more of a glowy one, but just a little bit richy pink, so I make sure I'm not using a super, super cool tone look like today for it. But the palette quality is very good. Just the artwork's not my favorite in the world. However, they have some other things in their collection of Reza Beauty stuff that is just like so cute. Like I have their coffin palette, it's very pretty as well. I just feel like this was the more unique product to talk about today. Moving on to the last stuff now, we have 3 eyeshadow palettes to talk about, so let's go ahead and do that. We have the palette that I wore on my eyes today. This is the Darth Vader palette from Colourpop. If you saw my review, I did one red eye and then one gray eye with the palette. The looks came out super cute. Like, I really liked how the gray one came out over the red one, but a lot of you guys like the red one more, so I'm glad to see that different thing. And also, I kind of want to wear more eye looks where one eye is a different color, you know, eyeshadow than the other. I just think that looks super cool and I felt really cute. I thought I was going to feel really weird walking around with one color of eyeshadow versus another. I felt cute, so I think I'm going to do that more often. But this is the Darth Vader palette. I find this palette really easy to work with. Again, I do wish that this was a dark red, not just like a vibrant purple. I feel like for this red in here, you need a red shade to match it for your crease, especially being the only matte to match it in the palette. But I feel like the quality of the palette was really nice. I don't care for this shade being a super shock. I know it's like a Colourpop thing to have super shocks. However, in a regular palette, I feel like it's unnecessary. Super shocks are something I prefer to see as singles, just because if you want something wet, I feel like it should be separate. I don't know, but I think the palette overall was really easy to work with and affordable. So if you like the theme, I would suggest it if you like the colors as well. If you don't care for the theme, you probably have these colors already, quite honestly. So it's kind of one of those things, like you either love it for the theme and you like the colors, or you don't care for the theme, you probably already have the colors. Now onto the other Colourpop palette I reviewed at the beginning of the month. This is the Colourpop Secret Admirer palette. Now when I tried this palette out, it was fine quality. I had trouble blending one shade. I forgot I owned this already. I forgot this was like a whole moment already. So that is my thoughts on this one. It's very forgettable. Like the palette quality is fine. but it's forgettable because honestly I reviewed it and then I touched it never again. Like, I'm not opposed to pinks. Like, I'll wear pinks once in a while. It's not like my go-to look or anything. I'll wear pinks once in a while. These were just so forgettable. Even though they're in my go-to palette drawer, like, you know, I reviewed it and never touched it again. So clearly it's not something I'm like, oh my god, you have to have. Hope that makes sense. I wanted to be honest with you and tell you that I only used it once. Anyways, last palette, last thing for today's video is this Ofra Lotus palette. Now, I reviewed the highlighters in this video already. Beautiful. I had the light and the other yellowy one. So pretty. This palette, I wasn't expecting to love because the colors are pretty basic, but they have like this nice coolness to them where they're not overwhelmingly vibrant, and I quite enjoy it. I think it's a really easy palette to use. I like the fact that we have two light shimmers here that are really easy to use on the lid, and these are really great crease colors. We have some staple shades in here. I wish there was something to go along with these two shades here. The green and the deep berry tones seem a little bit out of place for me, but I think you need that to make the palette pop as a whole. So I think it's very cute. I don't think the quality is like astronomically amazing, but it's also pretty solid as well. It's nothing like, it's not patchy or anything. It works fine. So overall, pretty decent palette on this one. However, I mean, if you don't have a discount code, I feel like it's a little bit pricey. I do have a discount code with Ofra. It's porcelain. I'm not saying that so you use it or anything. I'm just saying, like, I feel like it's a little bit expensive for what it is because it is very similar to some Colourpop palettes. Anyways, you guys, I'm not really used to getting favorites and fails done this quickly. That was super quick. I feel like it's pretty staple stuff this month. We had a lot of blushes, highlighters that we don't normally have, but we had less foundations and stuff than normal. So anyways, thank you guys so much. I would love to hear something makeup or non-makeup related. I'm here for like a whole conversation, y'all. Like, what have you been enjoying this month? For me, we finished the Monsters because he's never seen the Monsters before, and now he's a Monsters tattoo because he loved it so much, and we're really just loving I Dream of Jeannie. I've already seen it because I'm a 60s girl. I love the 50s, 40s, 50s, 60s are like time periods I've studied a lot. So 60s styles television is like something I'm very passionate about. I think it's super precious. I've seen Jeannie. He's never seen Jeannie before, and he's really been enjoying it. So that's something I've been enjoying thoroughly this month, is just rewatching 60s TV shows. But let me know something you've been enjoying down below. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye. Have a great day.